My name is Adam Blake. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Zego here in Kansas City. I'm here to introduce you to WattBuy. I like WattBuy and what they're doing for a few reasons. I know this space from a prior business, and the whole electric brokerage and purchasing of energy universe is shady. It lacks trust and transparency, and it's ripe for the type of solution that WattBuy is bringing to the market. They're also a partner to Zego. Zego is my latest startup, and it integrates smart home devices into a single resident app for apartment residents, and we're using AI to sell these residents more services. So we're connecting to WattBuy via their API and making money every single time that a resident switches their electric provider, and they're the only ones out there doing this. So I know there's a lot of companies like mine out there that are gonna wanna work with these guys. The last thing I'll say about WattBuy is Naman and Ben are real. They're executors. I've been able to watch them firsthand over the last couple months. They do what they say they're gonna do, they hustle, and I'm excited to see what these guys do. It's my pleasure to introduce you to Naman Trivedi, CEO and co-founder of WattBuy.
All of the lights.
About 100 years ago, the US government supported the creation of natural monopolies for electric utilities to ensure that every American had access to electricity. And good for us, it worked. There isn't a corner of this country that hasn't been electrified. Starting in the early 2000s, however, several state governments decided to deregulate and open up the generation of electricity to competition. This, in theory, would bring down the average price of electricity and allow residents to choose among innovative plan offerings and providers. Today, there are 16 states and counting where residents have a choice for who provides their electricity. The reality, however, is that while choosing a new electricity provider can offer huge savings, it is immensely complex. So we built WattBuy to clear complexity from the equation. Our users today are cost-conscious residents who are overpaying for electricity in excess of $20 billion. In a market of almost 70 million homes, less than 30% of residents have taken advantage of their power to choose. But it makes sense. In a state like Texas, a resident can choose among 109 different providers for their electricity, each with 5 to 10 different plans. When you're receiving 40 mailers a week, as well as door-to-door knocking, decision paralysis becomes more of a rule than an exception. So to solve that, we're building our electricity marketplace at WattBuy.com, where residents can quickly enter their zip code, browse plans in their area, and choose a provider to save up to $300 a year on electricity costs, all on our site. We've built a simple yet trustworthy experience for residents to be able to choose an electricity provider. We're paid a referral commission of $50 every time a resident chooses a provider on our site by that provider. The provider also pays us $4 in recurring fees as long as that resident stays on that plan. Now, in addition to the US, there are 35 countries around the world that have deregulated their electricity markets, including Japan, Australia, Canada, and most of Europe, representing an $80 billion global market in electricity sales and a potential savings for residents of up to $60 billion worldwide. Today, we're going after the $14 billion serviceable market here in the US. Now, we're bringing light to this opaque industry in 3 key ways. First, our allegiance is with the resident. Not only is our service free to the resident, but unlike competitors that feed off of misinformation, we're proving that we're a trusted broker of electricity in this market by charging the same flat fee to all electricity providers, ensuring that we can truly provide the highest savings potential plan to every resident. Second, we're partnering with real estate companies, both in the technology and broker space, to acquire customers at negligible acquisition costs. And third, we're diving deep into electricity. We're utilizing machine learning and data science to be able to get an exact picture of your home's electricity usage profile, and in turn, provide actionable insights to help you be sustainable, go renewable, and save money. Ben and I are the co-founders of WattBuy, and we met back in 2013 working on a previous electricity startup that built smart meters and mobile payment systems for utilities in emerging markets. My background is at the intersection of technology, energy, and public policy. I've worked at Google and Box, as well as on California energy policy and at the White House Office of Science and Tech Policy in the Obama administration on building advanced market commitments for solar energy. Ben is a veteran product manager who built Winamp and AOL Video, and more recently has built several machine learning programs for the US intelligence community at Endgame and MetaBiota. With a grant from the Department of Energy, we launched last August and have helped over 1,500 residents save up to $300 a year on their electricity costs. We've linked in 13 of the nation's largest electricity providers as customers and are live today in Texas, Pennsylvania, and in New York. But there's something else we're really excited about. Today, we're announcing our partnership with Adam and his company, Zego, to launch a pilot to help residents in 9,000 apartment units in Texas living in multifamily apartments choose an electricity provider. We're excited to be working with Adam and his company to expand across Texas and in other states as they grow. We're also announcing a partnership with Keller Williams. We're going to be building a seamless concierge service to help homeowners choose an electricity provider before they move in, removing some of the stress of setting up their new home. The opportunity in front of us in the real estate space is massive, and we're excited to be going after it in the coming months. So what we're building today is a kayak for electricity, but that's just the foundation. Our vision is to be able to provide a personalized homepage for every home across the country, whether or not you live in a deregulated state, to be able to provide actionable insights at no cost by collecting home electricity usage data, not only for the best electricity provider, but also solar options, as well as home energy devices, be it a Nest thermostat or LED light bulbs. Our goal is to be able to fully optimize the cost of energy in any home across the country. So in the next 6 months, we're heavily focused on launching in all 16 states and building out our real estate play. If there's an opportunity to connect on the real estate side or with home energy devices, please feel free to reach out. Again, I'm Naman Trivedi, CEO of WattBuy, and we're excited to help residents all over the country take charge of their electricity.